Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on episode 2 of Love Island USA season 8. So let's just hop right into it. So what happens is Trinity, Bryce, Zach, and Bea leave the villa for 24 hours to get a chance to explore their connection with the bombshells Kada and Gabriel. So while they're connecting, we get to see how Kenzie feels about Zach exploring his connection with the bombshell. So she says when Zach comes back, she's done, and she expresses that she's upset that he wasn't upfront about not feeling their connection. And she cries and says, oh, she always picks cheaters and she always picks guys that suck. And I honestly feel like this reaction was maybe a little bit dramatic, but it does make for good TV. But I feel like it was a little bit dramatic because she's only known him for like literally a day. And I feel like he was pretty upfront about not feeling their connection. Probably could have been more direct about it, but I feel like he was still pretty direct about it because he flat out told her, I've never been with a blonde before. I usually only go for girls who have dark hair and dark features. I feel like that's a way of saying, girl, I'm not interested in you. But I don't know, some people, you have to say flat out, I'm not interested in you in order for them to understand that you're not interested in them. And I feel like Kenzie's one of those people. And then we also get to see how Sean feels about Bea leaving the villa. And he's not upset, but he's definitely surprised that Bea left the villa because he thought that they had a stronger connection. But I don't know why he thought this, because Bea was talking to the girls and she was like, oh, he's a father. I feel like that's a red flag, but I might try to test the connection out. But I don't really think she was rocking with the fact that he was a dad. And then on top of that, the first night they were chatting and he was like, oh yeah, I'm really into country music. And she was looking at him like if he had 5 heads or something. And she literally flat out say, I would rather get another disability than have to listen to country music. So like, I really don't think she was rocking with him at all. So when she saw Gabe, she was like, yes, I'm hopping on that. Bye, Sean. Have a nice life. So we go back and we look at what the bombshells and their favorite islanders are doing. So it was like this: Zach, Bryce, Kada, they were all in a room together with one big bed, and they were literally taking turns like making out with each other. And I thought this was weird. Because the big bed obviously implied that they're all gonna have to sleep in the bed. I thought that was strange. And I thought it was a little uncomfortable to watch them literally take turns making out with each other. And I had like secondhand embarrassment in a sense, because like while one of them was sitting watching the pair make out, I felt like I was there in the room with them watching them make out, and I felt too. And I kind of had to look away. But yeah, so Gabe, Bea, and Trinity, they have their little freaky makeout session, then they go to sleep. Everybody in their corner in the big bed. Nobody's cuddling up. They're just in their corner sleeping. But Zach and Kada, they're cuddled up in the big bed because I feel like they were feeling each other more than Kada and Bryce. Bryce, I don't think she really messed with him like that. And for some reason, Bryce got the bright idea to come up behind Kada and try to have like a 3-way cuddle session or something. She was like, nah, bro, not tonight, not tonight. Maybe another night, not tonight. So then he goes into his corner and then he goes to sleep. And I was like, oh my God, that was so weird and uncomfortable to watch. And if she wasn't feeling Bryce before, she definitely wasn't feeling him after that move. That was really weird. I feel like he's a nice guy, but like, why would he think that was okay to do? But at the same time, they literally put 3 of them in a room alone together, big bed. So I feel like there was literally setting them up to do freaky stuff. I don't know. But also, speaking of freaky stuff, I feel like the way what Gabe was acting in that room, I feel like if Trinity and Bea gave him the green light to get freaky with both of them at the same time, he would have jumped with quickness. Because the way he was acting when he was kissing them, you could tell he was up for anything that night. Because he was unbuttoning his shirt, talking about something. It's getting a little bit hot in here. I was like, ugh, so hard to watch. Okay, so it's the next day, and all of them, the bombshells and the islanders that they picked, they all get to go on dates. And obviously, Zach and Kata are vibing. Kata was vibing with Bryce too, but she was very obviously vibing more with Zach. And then when Gabe was on the date with Trinity, I think they were vibing at first, but then Trinity started talking about, oh, you're 26, almost 30. Are you thinking about settling down to getting married, having kids? And you after she said that, I think he just like immediately lost interest. And then he went on the date with Bea, and like you could tell they were vibing with each other. Like they have a lot of there's a lot of physical chemistry there or whatever. And I feel like they're both kind of on the same wavelength. They're both like super chill. I don't think either of them are looking for something overly serious, especially Gabe. I feel like he's in that villa just to get buck wild and freaky. And I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, so back in the villa, Sean and Kenzie are talking about their partners or whatever that they were in a couple with, and Sean talks more about like his dating history. He says that he was in an on and off again relationship with his high school sweetheart for about 9 years. Then they drifted apart, they broke up, and then old dude hopped on Tinder or something, hopped on a dating app, hooked up with the girl, got the girl pregnant, they kept the baby, he became a cop, the baby mama moved to some state, I can't remember what state, and he moved there to be closer with his child, and then he quit his job, and now he's on Love Island looking for love, I guess. So they're chatting, and they're obviously interested in getting to know each other more because they got left for dead by their partners, so they're trying to explore with each other. He made her a heart-shaped egg for breakfast, and Kenzie really liked that, and so she's even more interested in getting to know him more. But Sean is not only trying to talk to Kenzie, he also expresses to Anaya that he's interested in her. And Anaya's like, okay, period, because you were literally my top two. And I think, obviously, I think Anaya should talk to everybody and explore a connection with everybody, Sean and all the other guys. But at the same time, I can't really imagine them together. I think aesthetically they'd look really nice together, but I feel like he might be a little bit too old for her because she's only 23 and then he's 29 and he already has a kid. But at the same time, I think just like Trinity, she said she's looking for a husband and to start a family or whatever, so maybe he's the perfect guy for her. I don't know, everybody wants different things at different ages, and obviously she wants to start young. But also I feel like I really like her with Casey. They look so good together. I don't think they like each other all that much. I sense like a brother sister kind of relationship with them, or even like a friend relationship with them, but I still think that they should try to explore the connection. And not only was Anaya interested in exploring other connections, I think Casey expressed that he was interested in exploring a connection with Kenzie as well. Obviously I think that he should do that, but I honestly can't see them together. I don't know, I think the whole purpose of Love Island is to bring together people that wouldn't normally be together, if that makes sense. So I don't know. Try something. You got to try something. And yeah, Melanie and Sincere, they're still hooked onto each other like phonics, which I feel like is a bit extra because it's early days. Like, try and talk to some other people. I don't know. I feel like Sincere should try to talk to Anaya because I think Anaya was very interested in Sincere because every time she looks at him, you could see the yearning in her eyes. And I feel so bad because it's like Sincere is just not checking for anybody else, and Melanie is not checking for anybody else either. And I honestly feel like with Sincere and Melanie, it might be another Jeremiah and Huda situation. I hope not for their sake because I don't want them to go through any type of unnecessary trauma. But at the same time, I kind of hope they do act like that because that makes good TV. That might be selfish to say. I'm sorry. Now it's the end of the night, and the bombshells are picking which islanders they're the most interested in. So Gabe picks Bea, makes sense, predictable, knew that was gonna happen. And then Kata picks Zach, duh, also knew that was gonna happen. And they're now a couple, and then Trinity and Bryce are able to remain a couple. But now Sean and Kenzie are single and vulnerable. So later tonight we're gonna see what happens, but I honestly feel like, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just speculating right now. I don't know if they're bringing in other bombshells or if Kenzie and Sean are gonna end up being a couples tonight. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. And to be honest, I don't really know how this show works 100% because this is the first time that I'm watching the show like all from the start to finish. So there might be a recoupling. I don't know. Maybe Sean and Kenzie will get together, but honestly, I can't see them together at all. But to be honest with you, I feel like Sean is going to be leaving the villa first because, like I said, I don't really think anybody is like genuinely interested in him. I feel like they're just super attracted to him because he's a very, very, very handsome man. Very handsome man. But I just can't see it working out. Like I said in my last video. He's 29 with the kid, and like most of these girls are in their or mid 20s, and like I feel like they would want to start a life with somebody from scratch as opposed to start a life with somebody who already started building their family or their life or whatever, if that makes sense. But I don't know, everybody wants different things, everybody has different preferences, values, morals, etc., etc. So let me not speak for the girls. But yeah, Oh, another thing that I wanted to talk about before I end the video. So I saw online a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, every time I see Sincere and Melanie, I just think that they look like twins. I think they look exactly alike." And Sincere and Melanie, they always talk about how like they feel like they've seen each other from somewhere, and they feel like when they look at each other, they're looking in a mirror, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's because you guys literally look like siblings, and you probably are because Sincere said his dad used to live in Philly or something like that." So they probably are related. And I feel like everybody is being weird about Sincere and Melanie. I understand being annoyed that they're like already hooked onto each other because it's early days and they need to like chill out and chat with other people. But at the same time, y'all saying that they look alike is literally insane because they literally don't. Y'all are only saying that because they're both light skinned. Outside of them both being light skinned, that doesn't mean that they look alike. They do not look alike. Like, what are we talking about? Just because two people are light skinned, that does not mean that they look alike. That makes no sense. Y'all sound like when white people be like, "Oh, you look like Beyonce." A white person will look at a black girl that looks like me and be like, "Oh, you look just like Beyonce." No, I don't. You're only saying that because we're both black. Like, what are you talking about? Like, y'all just have some like, I don't know. Y'all just hate Sincere or hate Melanie or hate them together or something. I don't know if it's because you don't want Sincere with Melanie and y'all want to see your ship live out, because I know everybody wants to see Sincere and Trinity together. Maybe they're trying to make their ship live out and they're starting rumors that make no sense. I don't know. I just think it's annoying and stupid. And it's like, are you guys thinking about after these people come out the villa and then they're going to see all these videos of you guys saying disrespectful things about them or like making up rumors about them? Like, do you not think about that? Because that's mad disrespectful. I don't know. Yeah. Anything else that I wanted to say? Let me think real quickly. I don't know if there's anything else that I wanted to say. Oh, I said I feel like Sean is gonna leave first. So either Sean is gonna leave first or Bryce is gonna leave first, or it's gonna be Sean and then Bryce. So one of those two, because they're both, see, and that's the thing. Like, another thing is, online people were talking about how Trinity is 22, and a lot of people were saying like they feel like 22 is too young to be on Love Island. And I feel the same. Like, girl, hop on Hinge or Bumble and just date around. Like, you haven't been dating for that long to feel like you need to go on Love Island because you've tried the dating apps and it just like you haven't. I just feel like at 22 you haven't been dating long enough to become fed up. But then again, I don't know how often these girls were going on dates, and I don't know when they started dating because some people have been dating since like 13 years old. So let me not speak for everybody, but I still feel like that's awfully young. And I feel like 25 is a perfect age to be on Love Island, but then 29, I feel like 29 is too old. Like, I don't think that 29 is old at all, not even in the slightest. But to be on Love Island, I feel like it is. I really don't know what the perfect age is. Like, I feel like maybe 24 to 27, because like it's weird when it's like they have 22-year-olds and 29-year-olds, because it's like someone who just entered their 20s and they're just starting to live their life and do 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 do. But then you have like this 29-year-old who's like they're a little bit more ahead in life, like experience wise, as opposed to the 22-year-olds. But I don't know, everybody's different. But I don't know, I just feel like generally speaking that's crazy. But I don't know, because I feel like it'd be discriminatory to be like, "Oh, you can't come on the show if you're 22, or you can't come on the show if you're 29." You get what I'm saying? But I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Or another thing is, like, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, this they'll never cast a fat islander or a fat or plus size islander." Yeah, I don't think they will ever do that, but maybe they can make another dating show that's just like plus size people. What do y'all think? Do y'all think they would ever cast a person who was like, who used to be overweight, lost his honey weight, lost his honey weight like over 100 pounds, and they got to like a straight size or whatever, but they have like noticeable loose skin? Like, do you think they would ever cast somebody like that? Because I don't know. Because I feel like if they did, I feel like if they did cast somebody like that, all the like viewers and stuff would be so nasty towards that person, and they might just like not even keep the person on because like the bullying just gets out of hand. Like, people are so extra about like the islanders and their looks. Like, oh my god, it's not that serious. Everybody on the island is attractive. Like, I don't know why people are acting like they're like, I don't know. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you thought of tonight's or last night's episode? And are you excited for tonight's episode? And who do you want to see together? Who do you want to see break up? Like, what's on your mind? Okay. Um, yeah, so that's all for today. Be happy, be healthy. Bye.